Welcome to Computer Tech TV. My name is Rick Arter. Today's video is going to be a short discussion comparing the Core i7 Gulftown 32nm CPUs based off the Socket 1366 platform, which will soon be replaced here in March of 2012, last I heard, with the Ivy Bridge 2011 socket. In this video, I'm going to compare the 970, newly released 980, and the 980X, which is the Extreme Edition processor. Basically, I'm going to show you guys the difference in specs and prices to help you decide which CPU is best for your rig if you are planning to build a computer at this time. Looking at the specifications between these three processors, the clock speed comes in at 3.2 GHz for the 970 versus 3.33 GHz for the 980 and the 980X. The turbo speed is 3.46 GHz for the 970 versus 3.6 GHz for the 980 and the 980X. The TDP for all three of these processors is set at 130 watts. The multiplier differences, as you can see here, is locked for the 970 and the 980. The 970 runs at 24 times, while the 980 is set to 25 times, which gives you that little bit of difference in clock speed there. The 980X actually features a fully unlocked multiplier, which does help in overclocking. Level 2 cache and Level 3 cache are the same for all three of these processors. QPI speed is set at 4.8 gigatransfers per second for the 970 versus 6.4 gigatransfers per second for the 980 and the 980X. All three of these CPUs feature Intel hyperthreading technology, which gives you 12 total threads in your OS environment, 6 physical and 6 virtual. Now, when you compare the price of these CPUs, you can see there's a good amount of difference between the 970, 980, and the 980X. The 970 currently goes for around $589 depending on where you look. The new 980 is actually going to go for slightly cheaper because it is basically going to be the replacement for the 970. Now, you compare this to the $1,000 plus price tag for the 980X, and you can see that the 980 and the 970 are really good deals, even though you do lose a bit of performance as far as the locked multiplier goes and the lower QPI speed. If you're looking for a high-end CPU but don't want to spend $1,000 on a processor, the 970 or the 980 is the best way to go. Now, like I said before, the 980 is a new processor, doesn't feature too much on the 970 as far as basic specs go and performance. It's going to be about the same. And if you're a person who just wants to buy a CPU that's going to play all the games and do everything you need to do and you're not worried about overclocking, I highly suggest checking out the new 980 CPU from Intel. And if you are a person who's into hardcore overclocking, then the 980X might just be what you need. Now, you can overclock all three of these processors. However, you are going to be limited as you have a locked multiplier on the 970 and the 980. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. More videos to come.